Hello, and welcome to another edition of Banter by the Blender. This episode is on fasting and cleanses, which is one reason why this blender will be remaining empty. I just finished a 5-day cleanse with a company named ProLon. And I want to talk a little bit about what I experienced and some of the benefits, mainly just about how fasting and cleansing is an important thing for someone to be aware of and to have the experience of because of the benefits and the self-awareness that you get from it. This type of cleanse mainly consists of soups, and it kind of brings your calorie level down and limits sugar content to very little. And my experience of it overall was it was less harsh than I thought it would be. I was very headachy, especially in the beginning, and but I kept things calm. When I had headaches, I rested or I closed my eyes, and they weren't overwhelming headaches. I sometimes put a cold flannel on my head, and also they recommended taking a pinch of salt in hot tea or water, and I think it did help. In the beginning, it's actually a little bit challenging, and it doesn't get great until you pass. Your body adapts to the new food style, and then there's a little bit of clarity that shows up, a little bit more awakeness, a little bit more free time, but that's also cursed with a desire to just do a normal pattern of eating something. The cravings are super low though. I didn't have like a deep hunger for something, so cravings were low. And cravings in general, I just felt really content. You know, would you call an insect who has a low-carb, high-fat diet? A mosquito who's in keto. The number one reason to do it is for a checking in with your body, learning about your body, finding out what happens when you reduce your calories or bring your calories to zero. What does the body go through? What does it feel like? Because it's surprising, I must say. You would imagine, if you've never done one before, that your hunger would just get worse and worse. But if you were to graph the hunger, it goes up and then it goes down. But something shifts in the body. I still feel that my body would like a bunch of calories, but it's not begging for it. It has like an understanding that sometimes in life, especially back when we were living in the wilderness, you can't always get food. So the body has this amazing system which keeps your mind functioning, it keeps your body functioning, and it's pretty interesting to experience. And this cleanse was great because it was very gentle with the soups. So it wasn't like a water cleanse, and so that was really great. So it's great for resetting. That's the second reason. Is you might think that you keep eating the wrong foods, or you're gaining weight, having trouble resisting certain foods. This completely resets it. Like the cravings go to zero. Today I could eat anything I wanted, and I thought, you know what? And they recommend easing off the diet, so I went with soup. Believe it or not, but I added avocados and spinach and some cashew nuts, and it was very fulfilling. So that's a beautiful aspect of it. Now I get to rebuild my diet how I want it, not how my cravings want it, not what's super tasty or something like that. Just what I want to eat. But what's great about it is then you can tap in. It's a perfect opportunity to go into some of these like really tasty foods that are also really healthy. Like this is a plant-based cooking book that has some delicious meals in it, which I hope to start working through and learning about and make food taste really good and healthy. So that's another part about it. You can kind of reset and then say, if I'm driven by hunger and taste, then let's make some delicious healthy food, and after the cleanse move into that. If you pair your cleanse with knowledge and education, that's when you're actually doing personal growth. You're improving your own quality of life. When you raise your awareness to a higher level, you gain more options. You gain a higher insight view that you could not be aware of if you didn't take those steps. I want to share there's a transformation available to anyone. who's willing to take the steps and to go on a journey with their body and with their health and with their awareness. So saying, I want to be in a higher awareness. I want to be healthy and clear. I want to have a good diet that's in alignment with the earth and the environment and my body, which is a plant-based diet. And with that, and learning the details of why and some of the education behind it, that helps build the foundation for then to build the higher awareness life, or the type of life that is more in tune, more options, more spaciousness. And yes, sometimes more hunger, and sometimes more restrictions. That is just a part of it. And what you gain from it is amazing. There's a lot of very hard to describe benefits that you get from delaying the gratification, and then later on you can still have it. It's amazing what happens, because it's less desirable in the way of food in this particular situation, but it's also more appreciated. It becomes a more valuable thing. I'm eating food that's more in alignment with my health and wellness and happiness. So my experience has been really great with this. So I do recommend the ProLon cleanse, a 5-day food fasting, slightly ketogenic diet. So there's some benefits to going into that state, and also feeling the difference, because if you imagine that the whole body has changed, it's now burning fat, and the fat creates the ketones, and the ketones are what's running your brain. And to be able to sit in that and to be aware of it and to recognize that this is a state we all have, and it's actually a cycle. You know, the humans, we used to live so much closer to the earth that we naturally fasted once a year, just because usually in the winter it's a little harder to get your food. So one of the things I noticed is that I could lay in bed longer. I slept longer in general, and some of it was laying awake, but my mind was calm. It's like it wasn't hibernation, because definitely had to get up and move around, and I had plenty of energy to do stuff, but I could see it as a little bit of hibernation. Like in some points, I felt cold sometimes, so getting in blankets and getting cozy. That's why I'm actually dressed like this. I got a lot of layers on, but super vivid dreams. I had 2 lucid dreams during this cleanse, and one was very vivid and meaningful, and it was pretty awesome to experience. Which I have lucid dreams every so often, but not all of them have good content, and so to have a lucid dream that had great content I was really happy about that. So it's great. It's elimination too. You're not supposed to do anything during that time. No substances, or no caffeine, no coffee. It's good to give all of that up every so often. So it was a really great experience, and if you share it with somebody too, it's really helpful, because you're in it together, and there's temptations to cheat. But if you're with it with somebody and you have to admit to them that you cheated, it adds another layer it's not worth it at all. So we just hung in there, and so I was really happy to do it with my partner, and jokingly, my partner is on a tropical fruit diet, because she can make a man go crazy. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I highly recommend doing it and planning it at a certain time where you can keep the energy down, and it makes you completely appreciate it. And now I'm thinking of going on a seafood diet. When I see food, I'm gonna eat it. But no, jokingly, I'm gonna still be semi-restricted, plant-based whole food, and stay on that for a little while, and then get back to blending. Smoothies in the morning, which is a great way to go. So highly recommended. Hope you got something from this, and curious about your cleanse experiences too in fasting. It's a great topic too to bring up to anybody, and just say, have you ever gone on a fast or a cleanse, and what was your experience? Because sometimes people have profound experiences, and sometimes people have things they learned about themselves, and it's all very interesting. It's a topic that we don't talk about as much as we should. So that's it.